My ex left me for another man when our son was only 4 months old. Now she wants me to pay for her stepkid's hockey lessons too, because she thinks it's only fair if all the kids are treated equally. Hello Reddit I plus here. I never thought I'd be the kind of person posting family drama online. But here I am because apparently I'm now being called selfish for refusing to financially support children that aren't mine. I'm a 34-year-old dad. My son Caleb is 7. His mother Brianna and I split up years ago when he was still a baby. And when I say baby, I mean baby. Caleb was 4 months old when she walked out of our apartment with a suitcase and told me she needed more stability in life. Turns out stability was a man named Travis. She had already been seeing him behind my back for months. Travis was older than me, had a decent house, a newer car, and most importantly, according to Brianna, already knew how to be a father because he had a son from a previous relationship named Mason, who's about a year older than Caleb. So while I was learning how to warm bottles at 3 in the morning and trying not to lose my mind working overtime to cover daycare, she was playing happy family with another guy. That betrayal wrecked me for a long time, but eventually I rebuilt my life. I fought for custody, I got my own place. I stayed involved. I never missed child support, never missed birthdays, school events, doctor appointments, any of it. Caleb became the center of my world. And honestly, things were mostly peaceful for years, until hockey entered the picture. A few months ago, Caleb got obsessed with it after watching a local game with me. Suddenly, every stick became a hockey stick. Every hallway became a rink. The kid would slide around the kitchen in socks, pretending he was in the finals. So I signed him up for lessons. Nothing insane, just beginner training at a local youth league. Expensive, yes, but manageable for me if I budget carefully. And Caleb absolutely loves it. I'm talking waking up at 6 on Saturday without complaining. He loves it. The problem started because Mason wants to play too. Apparently, Travis and Brianna can't afford the fees, the equipment, or the travel costs, which honestly, I understand. Hockey is ridiculously expensive. But instead of explaining that to Mason like normal parents would, they decided to make it my issue. Last Thursday, Brianna called me while I was driving home from work. She started the conversation weirdly calm. Caleb's been talking a lot about hockey at home, she said. I said, yeah, he's really into it. Then she sighed dramatically. Well, Mason feels left out. I didn't even know what to say to that, so I just replied, okay. And then came the insanity. She told me that since the boys are being raised as brothers, it's unfair for only one of them to get opportunities. She said it creates division in the house and hurts Mason emotionally every time Caleb comes home excited about practice. Then Travis got on the phone. This man actually said, if you're going to put one child in hockey, you should be willing to support both equally. I genuinely laughed because I thought he was joking. He wasn't. They wanted me to pay for Mason's hockey lessons too. Registration, equipment, monthly fees, everything. I told them absolutely not. Caleb is my son, Mason is not. I don't dislike the kid, but I am not financially responsible for him. That should have been the end of it. Instead, Brianna started accusing me of trying to buy Caleb's affection. She said I was showing off because I know they can't afford the same lifestyle. Then she hit me with this gem. If one boy gets something special and the other doesn't, you're teaching them they aren't equal. I finally snapped. I told her, they aren't equal to me. One of them is my child. Silence. Then she started crying. Actual crying. Saying I was cold and heartless and that real families support all the children involved. That phrase irritated me more than it should have because where was this real family energy when she blew ours up to run off with another guy? Now apparently I'm the villain because I won't bankroll the replacement family she built after cheating on me, and it got worse. A couple days later, Caleb came back from their house, unusually quiet. During dinner, he finally admitted that Mason was upset because he doesn't get to play hockey. And Brianna told the boys things would be fairer if Daddy helped everyone instead of just one person. I saw red, because now they're dragging my son into adult financial issues and making him feel guilty for something he loves. That crossed a line. I texted Brianna immediately and told her not to involve Caleb in these conversations again. Her response, well, maybe if you cared about both children, this wouldn't be happening. I didn't answer after that because honestly, I was too angry to trust myself. Instead, I called my lawyer the next morning. Not because I want revenge or to start some giant custody war, but because I'm getting concerned about the emotional manipulation happening in that house. Caleb should not feel guilty because his father provides opportunities for him. And I definitely don't think it's healthy for them to constantly compare the boys like this. My lawyer told me to document everything, texts, calls, comments, Caleb repeats. All of it. He also suggested moving communication to a parenting app so there's a clear record. Since then, Brianna has recruited a few mutual friends who are apparently convinced I'm some rich monster, depriving a child of happiness. One of them actually said, "Would it really kill you to help out?" And honestly, maybe it wouldn't. But where does it stop? School trips, birthday gifts, sports, college funds. At what point am I allowed to say, that child already has two parents? Figure it out yourselves. Because I already do more than enough for my own son. And maybe this sounds harsh, but I refuse to make Caleb smaller just to protect another child from disappointment. Life is full of moments where somebody else has something you don't. Good parents teach their kids how to handle that feeling. They don't demand other people rearrange reality to avoid it. This comments says, "You're responsible for your son, full stop. Their household finances are not your burden." And honestly, your ex creating guilt around your son's activities is way more damaging than hockey itself. Commenter 2. Move every conversation to written communication immediately. The fact they're involving Caleb emotionally is a huge problem. Document everything and keep your lawyer updated. Commenter 3. The audacity is unreal. She cheats, leaves, builds a new family, then expects you to subsidize it? No chance. Also, I feel terrible for both boys because the adults are creating resentment where there doesn't need to be any. Commenter 4. The saddest part is that Mason probably wouldn't even care this much if the parents weren't constantly framing it as unfair. Kids can understand different households have different budgets. Commenter 5. You aren't ruining equality. You're parenting your child. There's a difference.